Being a good salesperson is very important. Extremely important, yes. Because how you sell your product, your services, and your business in general really matters. But you see, who you sell to matters even more. You can be the most eloquent, well-prepared, persuasive person on earth. But if you are marketing to the wrong mind, you will just be chewing cassava with your teeth. This is not further mass. Let me explain what I mean. There used to be a time in my life when I didn't see the value of an iPhone or owning an iPhone, right? I used to feel like you need to have a certain level of amount of money for you to use an iPhone. Are you getting the point? But then, there came a point in my life when I just knew that, I am buying an iPhone today. And the day I came to that conclusion, that was the same day I bought an iPhone. So, now, before this time, it didn't mean that the Apple marketing team were doing a very bad job, right? Or I didn't see the value that people who are using iPhone was bringing out, especially the people who are doing content with the iPhones, right? But my level of comprehension, right? Knowledge comprehension at the time couldn't process why I need to own an iPhone. I think I used to even feel like people who had an iPhone then are just showing off. So I don't need to show off. Are you getting the point? I didn't see the other functional use of an iPhone until that day. So now I want you to understand something as a salesperson, right? As a business person, as an entrepreneur. You could be a very good salesperson, right? You could be very good in presentation. You could have the best pitch deck. It's even possible that you're the best public speaker that we have within the community, right? It's possible that what you are presenting, it's in the simplest of forms. It's possible that a dummy can understand it. Someone in kindergarten can understand it, can comprehend, right? Or is supposed to comprehend. But then, it could just be that it's a wrong timing, right? When you teach people something that their minds are not yet open to learn, it will look like a waste of time. Yes, if people are not exposed, their level of exposure will not give them the luxury of understanding what you're marketing to them. So to just look like you're saying gibberish. And this doesn't just apply to my iPhone analogy, right? You can be pitching to a client, probably a product, a service, or even a partnership deal to a potential client, and they will not seem to understand what you're saying. You know that whatever you are saying, it's extremely correct and important to them, or should be important to them. But at that particular time, the countenance you are getting from them, feels like they don't understand what you are saying, or that you're not making sense, right? They tell you, let me get back to you. They drag their feet for days, for weeks, for months, right? In like 5 months, 6 months time, or even a year, something happens to them. Probably they get scammed by a cheaper vendor, or something happens, they lose a deal because of poor strategy that probably what you are saying then would have solved or prevented, right? Now suddenly every single thing you said during that presentation starts making sense. It starts sounding like wisdom. So be a good salesperson. Learn how to communicate, learn how to listen, learn how to read the room, learn how to create the best irresistible offers that can be. But understand this, you're not God. You are not the person who will determine when their minds will be ready to understand what you are saying. The only thing you are to be held accountable for is how you present your offers. That's why sometimes it's not always about how good you are as a salesperson or in pitch marketing, right? Most times it's about alignment. When you present the best offers to people, right, and they seem not to understand or comprehend what you are saying, don't worry, don't lose sleep over it. Plant that seed and move on. On the day their minds open, they would call you back, not because you convinced them, but because you have aligned with their season of understanding.